guys, welcome back. I'm doing take 3 with my pink and turquoise pour. If you watched my previous couple of videos, you'll see my 2 practice ones on my card. I'll just show you those again. They're still wet because I did them yesterday. That's the first one. So that one was a 4-cup flip and drag, where I put the cups there, tipped them over and dragged them down. I had equal amounts of each colour, white, turquoise, black and pink. And then this one was the second one, and that was just 2 big cups that I flipped over and just let the paint run out. And I reduced the black on this one. So you can see the difference. This one's a lot more subdued. I have been able to stretch the cells out a lot more on this one. Don't know why. Maybe I just had too much paint on this one. Anyway, I like the cells on this one in the background, but I like the brightness of the pink and the black contrast on this one. So I'm going to try and get the best of both worlds and combine these two into a bigger pour on a canvas today. So I'll move these out of the way and we will get started. So I'm going to do 5 flip cups. I've put some big push pins underneath, and where this bar is here, there's always a little gap underneath. So I've just cut up a little bit of puppy piddle pad and just wedged it under there, just so that I won't have a dip in the middle. It doesn't like make a bit of a mound, it's just smooth, so it just stops the paint from all pooling in the center, I guess. Okay, my mix, I don't know if I want to continue with this floetrol in my glue mix, but I've still got some left. I mixed up 3 litres of it, so I've still got some left. So I'll have to use it all, and then I'll probably just go back to my glue and water. I'm not that impressed with adding the floetrol to it. So 60% glue, 30% water, 10% floetrol in this mix today, and it's 1:1 pouring medium to paint. So in these cups I have 100 grams of pouring medium and 100 grams of paint. That's 200 grams, 2, 4, 6, 8. 800 grams is what I need for this size. 30 by 60 centimetre or 12 by 24 inch. So 5 cups, as I said, and I'll layer them and we'll do flip and drag. I tend to get the brighter colours with the flip and drag, and then when I just flop the cups over and let the paint run out, I do get more background and it's a more subtle sort of a colour. So you can see how thick this is. See, the sticks are just standing in there. So mound on a mound. Can you see how it makes a little sand castle type thing? A mound on a mound on a mound, a kind of a riddle. So, and it stays there for a little while. So that's the consistency that I like for my flip cups. I certainly wouldn't use that consistency if I was doing a swipe. It would be way too thick. So it's a different consistency for different techniques. Treadmill silicone for cells, just get, as long as it says 100% silicone, it should be fine. Okay, how many drops will I do? I've got, as I said, I've got 200 grams of paint, so let's do 4, and I'll put it in all the colours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I find that I don't need as much oil when I've got a little bit of floetrol in my mix. If I was using just glue and water, I'd probably put 6 or 7 drops in this size cup. Give it a good stir around. The pink colour, I had to add more water to it. And this turquoise, it was quite thin. I had to add an extra big dollop of paint to it to get it to the same consistency The white, I didn't have to do anything to it. The black, it was a bit on the thin side as well, and I did add another dollop of black paint to my mix so that I've got that nice mound on a mound. All right, let's start layering. Okay, there's the white. Drizzle in some turquoise. This is called coastal turquoise. I'll tell you about the colours after I've flipped my cups over. And they're having a chance to just sit and contemplate themselves as to what they're going to do when they get flipped over. They can have a little think about that. So today is Friday after Christmas, 28th, I think. And quiet house. It's just me and hubby here at the moment. Kids have all gone back doing their own thing. My husband Dave, he will be heading back to work tomorrow. He works away. He's up at the mines up in North Queensland. So he'll be heading back tomorrow. He did have an extra few days off. Normally he would go back on a Tuesday, but because it was Christmas, he stayed for a few more days. So he'll be travelling back up there tomorrow. It's a 10-hour drive to start work on Sunday. And then he'll be gone for 2 weeks. So I'll be all alone again, except for my dogs and you guys out there in YouTube land to keep me company. It's really lovely when you're all alone and you want someone to talk to. You can just jump on Facebook or open up one of my YouTube videos and there's lovely comments from everyone and we can have a chat and you guys keep me company, so it's great. Love chatting to everybody. It's so nice when you've got something in common with people. My friends, my personal friends at home here, none of them pool, so I don't have anyone to pool with. I know, it sounds like a sob story, doesn't it? Poor Julie, no one to pool with. Oh well. That's what you guys are for, hey? Keep me company. And my dogs. That's why I have so many dogs. They keep me company when he's gone. So he'll be gone for 2 weeks and then he'll be back for 5 days again. So he won't be here for New Year's. I'll find something to do. Alrighty. Pink again on top of the black. So you can see the colours are sitting nicely on top of each other. They're not mixing in, they're not dropping through. So when you're doing these flip cups, it is important that your colours are thick enough so that they don't drop through. Looks like I'm going for 3 layers here. I never get 3 layers. I must just be doing them a bit smaller. Not as much paint in them. Oops, I'm running out of white. This last one's not going to have very much at all. There we go. I think I'll swap these two because that one's got a lot of white. Like that, just to make them a bit different so I don't have a lot of white all in one spot. I wonder what it's going to be like when I've got 3 layers rather than 2, because normally I only have 2 layers of paint. Maybe I'll get more variation in colours with having 3, or maybe my colours just won't be in a block. You know, sometimes you get a block of colour. Maybe that won't happen because they've got smaller layers. Let's Instead of 2 bigger layers, I've got 3 smaller layers. Okay. Finish it off with some black though. So have you guys been working out how much paint you need with my little calculation that I put up for you? It's on one of the videos if you want to check it out. It's pretty easy. A lot of people say, oh no, I can't do maths. It's really easy. You don't have to be able to do maths. Use a calculator. Just follow what I've said on the video and you'll be able to work out how much paint you need for your size canvas for this technique. Not necessarily for other techniques, but for this flip cup technique, it will tell you how much paint you need. So have a go. Because most people don't make up enough paint and they overstretch their paws. Because they can't get to the edge, they can't get to the corner, so they tilt and tilt and tilt and everything's overstretched and your cells are all overstretched and then your colours go muddy because it's all been overstretched. So have a look at my formula that I've put together. It's on my YouTube video and have a go. It's much easier than just trying to wing it. Got a lot of paint here. It's my centre. I want these to go over the edge on the side, so move that over, because there's nothing worse than missing your side and then you have to tilt a lot to get to those 2 edges there. And I'm going to have a little bit more space here because the paint tends to go into the middle and then you can't stretch it. The outside ones you can stretch nicely because the paint flows over, and then the paint sort of gets concertinaed in the center and your middle section is maybe a little bit squished up. So I'm going to try that. Leave a bigger gap there, so I've got a whole hand in there and then I've only got like 3 fingers in there. So I'll see if that makes a difference. Just going to squish this down so I don't have big blobs there. All right. Give that a minute and then I can tell you about my colours. If you saw my previous video, you will have seen how I've been making up these 2 limited edition colours from Global, because it's hibiscus and coastal turquoise, and they don't make these anymore. So I copied as closely as I could what the colour was. Red, white, touch of magenta for that one, turquoise, cobalt blue and a bit of white for that one. That's how I did it. The top one is the original colour, and then I wrote down what I did, what I added, and then checked my colours, and that's what I did. So that's how I did it. So I'm happy with the colours now, and I'll write it down, and then I can make up a big batch of it in a big container like that. And then I've got black and white. Okay, shall we go? Got a couple of little cells popping up there. I've probably got too much paint. I don't know. I had my mix down pat, and then I changed to this one with floetrol, and it all seems to be a little bit different now, a little bit thinner. But anyway, let's do this. Flip and drag. Whoa, beautiful. Yes, it's just spreading a little bit. See how it's just doing that? Which is nice. A little bit of paint left in the cup. I'm not going to worry about that. You do want a little bit of a gap so that you can actually stretch your paint. Whoops, went over to the side with that one. I'm going to have to move it back a bit. Off you go. This one's going over the edge. And lucky last. Okay. No, don't go over. Run that way. All right, now I've got a little bit of paint left in the cups, but I'm not going to use it all. I don't want to fill up everything. I've done that before and I've had too much paint on the surface and I wasn't able to tilt it to cover. So I don't want to do that. Right, let's torch. Nice and gently from up high, round and round. And again. Give it time for the heat to travel down through the paint to bring the cells up. Don't rush it. You can always go over again and get more cells, but you can't take them back once you've got them. Okay. Quite small, these cells. I'm just going to put my finger through this blue blob and that blue blob as well. Just because it was probably going to turn into a caterpillar. So they're really quite small at the moment, which is a good thing in one way because I can stretch them now and make them grow. And there's not that many of them that they'll all be bumping into each other. There's a bit of a colony there. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to zigzag back and forth. I don't really want to lose my pink there. Let's see if I can keep some of that because I need to get to this section. Whoops, I'm losing the other side as well. Might just have to just go for it. I do need to stretch them to get them to grow. There's no point me just moving them an inch. I need to stretch the paint so that my cells will stretch and grow. Let's push that over there. And that over there. These haven't joined up yet, but hopefully they will in a minute. Just going to go up and down, up and down. Might have left too big a gap there in the middle, but hopefully I can fix that later. Back and forth. Okay, that's it. I have to leave it like that. Probably shouldn't have put my finger through it, but I didn't want the caterpillars. What do? Do you leave your caterpillars? Do you put your finger through it? You got to make that call. All right. Just going to put a little bit of paint on that corner there. And I need some pink for this corner. Just put it on, let it run off over the side on its own. Don't need to rub it in. There we go. So that's that covered. Now, this might be a problem here. Problem spot. I've got no more black paint. No, I won't do that just yet. I'll see what happens when I tilt. See if I can get it to cover. Back and forth and down towards you. Hopefully I can get that to fill in. Sorry if you can't see, I know I'm tipping it quite a lot, aren't I? Just trying to get to that bottom corner there. Okay, so that corner's done. Don't know that I'll get to this corner. Just going to put a bit of paint there, just in case. I don't really like the colour of that, but let's put it there for now. Let's go to that corner there if possible and get that off now that I've just put on. Most of it anyway. I don't mind if a little bit of it stays. Just the weight of that extra paint there helps the rest of it to move off. And that little bit in the middle there needs to go. I'm just going to try and just go straight down with that. It's moving really slowly now. There's not much left on the surface. Just want to get that last little bit over. There. Oh, tiny bit more. Gone. Bring the weight of it back again. I tipped a lot off, didn't I? Just take the weight back to the center. It's moving really slowly, so it's quite thick. Haven't got much left on there now to play with. It's moving really, really slowly. My stripes have stayed in line. Just straightening them up just a touch. I think I'll leave it like that. I don't want to move it anymore because my cells are starting to lose their shape. But what do you think? Hey, is that kind of similar to the last two? Maybe a bit in between? Just going to pick up some of this paint and put it here on the side. Try and match what's going on top. And I put my finger in that one, so put a bit there. And this corner needs a little bit of this pale pinky grey colour. I'll just put a blob of that on. I can't find any that's going to match exactly. No one's going to look at it and go, oh, that little tiny corner doesn't match. Now over here I need a little bit of blue, so let's pick that up. Put that there, let it drop down on its own. And some of the pinky colour just there. This is where I've put my fingers in it when I've picked it up. I'll just cover those marks. And then always run across the bottom with your little tool or maybe a stir stick if you don't have one of these. That corner's done. Just run that under there. Now I'm not going to torch. I don't want lots of tiny little cells popping up underneath. Around the big cells. I'm happy with these the way they are. I'm just going to get around the tripod here and get this last little bit. There we go. See how muddy it is when it comes off? So you don't really want to use paint that's come off again. Okay. Now, have a look at the composition. Do I want some little cells? I'm a bit upset that these ones up here have started to stretch. See, they've gone sort of, they're not round anymore, they've kind of stretched out. Yeah, as I said, I don't know that I'm not that happy with this mix, so I do prefer just my glue and water. Found it works better for me, but it's okay. Like, there's not a lot of white in here, is there? This one had more white in it. See, the cells are quite small. This mix was really quite thicker, and the cells are small. I haven't been able to stretch them out, probably because I didn't have, I had too much paint on. So this one, I probably did the opposite. I had that big area of white that I needed to really stretch across to get to. But overall, I think it's pretty good. So I've got my background. It's a little bit muddy, you know, all the colours have blended. So we've got shades of pinks, shades of blues. So there you go. So I think I'm done with these colours now. Done and dusted. Hope you like it. Hope you've learnt something. Take my gloves off. And take you in for a close-up. Oops, wrong way. Look at the mess I've made. Okay, that's it there. So I've got some really pretty cells on the top right there. They've got white rings around them. Yeah, I guess it's just the black, maybe that's muddied a little bit because I've stretched it so much. But hey, we can't have everything, can we? I want to stretch it so that I get big cells, but I don't want to stretch it because I get mud. So black just does that. Blends with the other colours. So hope you've enjoyed that video. And join me on the Australian Acrylic Pouring Group. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get all my videos. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.